The birth control process that I use is all natural. So disclaimer, I am not bashing anyone who uses any other form of birth control. That's not what this is. This is simply, I was looking for a natural means of birth control for myself that was a little bit more detailed than just like wear a condom all the time or something that would be a little bit more reliable. I stumbled across this app. I honestly don't know where I first heard of it. I was just looking at natural birth control options, and this FDA approved app came across my search. It's very cool. I'll show you what it looks like. It's this little like in with a little shroop around it is what the app looks like if you want to browse it in the app store. Now before you click away based on this is birth control by an app, super unreliable, I can say by personal experience that it is working successfully, but also what should be a little bit more persuasive is the fact that it is FDA approved. And the typical use effectiveness is 95%. The perfect use effectiveness is 99% effective. Now the whole algorithm of the app is based off of body temperature. And body temperature, what I didn't know before getting this app, fluctuates throughout your cycle as your hormones rise and fall. And like most women know, their hormones are a roller coaster, and so tracking that can be a little bit tricky. But what you want to do is first is to buy a basal thermometer. Like if this is something you want to invest in, you'll have to get a basal thermometer, and I believe that's the way you say it. Basically what it is a thermometer that measures to 2 decimal points. So that increased accuracy and increased precision is what the algorithm needs to properly build a fertility map for you, a personalized fertility map for you. You'll keep one of these guys. This is not the one that they sell, Natural Cycles sells on their website. It is just one I got on Amazon. It is proven, or it has like a little thing over the E, so maybe it's French, like proven. I don't know. I got it on Amazon. It was super inexpensive, like $10, I think. And you keep this by your nightstand or whatever, wherever you sleep, you know, by the couch, I don't know. You keep it there. And the first thing you do in the morning before like you go to the bathroom, before you make a cup of coffee, before you do anything is to measure your temperature and put it in the app. Super easy. Once you do that, and you have to be pretty consistent in doing that, then the little circle of the app, let me find the view, will give you a little green or red, depending on the setting that you have the app in. It'll give you green or red. Green means not fertile, meaning you do not have to use protection because you are not fertile. And red means that you are fertile, so you either need to use protection or you need to abstain. A woman is only fertile for 6 days of her cycle. That sounds ridiculous to me because I thought it was much more, but 6 days of your cycle, the day that she ovulates, and 5 days prior to that, accounting for sperm survival rate. Sperm can survive in the body for up to 5 days. So 6 days of your cycle. The key to making this bit of information useful though is knowing the exact day that you ovulate. Now the app does this through your temperature readings. It will usually give you an ovulation window, like you probably ovulated between the 14th and 17th of the month. What helps narrow that window down to a day though is a variety of things. It's a lot of measuring, a lot of temperature readings. But it's also ovulation predictor kits. You can get this through their website, or you can also get it on Amazon, which is where I got mine. Warning though, it's going to have a ton of baby spam all over it, so I wouldn't suggest doing what I did, which is I ordered this on my family's Amazon account, and I had to give a few disclaimers before it came saying, Mom, don't get too excited, nothing's happening. They're like little strips, basically just like pregnancy tests that tell you if your LH hormone is surging or not. And before you ovulate, your LH hormone will surge. You'll ovulate and then it'll go back down. And I can tell you from personal experience, from using it for a while, that my awareness of my cycle, where I am, my fertility is like incredible. It is so much more than it was before I got this app. I know where I am in my cycle. I can tell from my temperature before I even need to take a pregnancy test that I'm not pregnant because there is a rise in hormones. You have a cover line temperature. So like your average temperature would be like 97.8. I think that's mine, 97.8. And when you are fertile, your temperature will drop below in that kind of window. When you ovulate, that will cause the temperature to rise above your cover line. Then your temperature will kind of hang out above the cover line. And then if you are pregnant, it will stay up there. It'll stay in that above the cover line section. And so I can see that if my temperature is in that above section after I've ovulated, it's going to drop right before I start my period. And if it is not dropping, then that indicates a likelihood of a pregnancy, not confirming, but just a likelihood. And if it's starting to drop, it kind of gives me that peace of mind that no, I'm not pregnant. Yeah, basically I can say from experience, this is an amazing means of birth control. About $10 for a thermometer. The app costs $9.99 from the App Store a month to use it. And these guys, I think they were, this kit was like $25 or $30. And per cycle, and I mean, you can see they come with like 1 million of these little things. Per cycle, you probably use like 2 or 3. I'll just give you a couple little views that this app gives. So this is the last cycle that I just measured. And so this is every time I entered a temperature is a little dot. That red window was my use protection window. And then you can also compare cycle by cycle. So you can see like this cycle compared to last cycle compared to the cycle before that. Boop. You see, look how cool. So much data. Oh, amazing. So you can basically just see like what day I ovulated on those cycles, the day that I was fertile, the green days where I was not, and it's pretty nifty. And then it also tells you information about your cycle. Like on an average cycle, I have 2 weeks of green days. Average cycle length, shortest cycle, your luteal phase and your follicular phase. I believe that's how you pronounce both things, like the lengths of those things. It also kind of signals if you have in a cycle without ovulation, which you may not even know that your body is doing that until the app tells you that you didn't ovulate on that cycle. Cool thing also about this app, as a side note, is if you are trying to get pregnant rather than trying to prevent pregnancy, there is a setting on this app that will change the colors of the days and change the information that it's giving you based on your goal or your mission. And that's really exciting to me because I can use this app and at any time I can just switch the setting when I'm ready to have children. And that's pretty cool. Like all my data is just saved in the same place. They just added a track your pregnancy feature too, where you can continue using the app while you are pregnant. And that's awesome. Like I just love that all my data is in one place. And all my fertility information is in one place. It is a really easy system to use. It is very effective, and there are other apps like it. It is awesome. 10/10 would recommend to any lady out there who wants a natural means of birth control, wants another option or switching methods or what be it. So in the comments below this video, please feel free to share either your like success stories with other methods of birth control. I'm losing hair all over the place. Your other successful, methods with different, or successful stories with different methods of birth control, or your horror stories with different methods of birth control, or other natural means that you enjoy using, or other hormonal means that you're like, I love this hormonal means, it's been working well for me. Any of those, I love to hear stories. I like to draw from everyone's experience and kind of build a more educated, well-rounded view of things. And yeah, if anyone out there is using natural cycles and loves that as much as me, let's connect because we'll be best friends. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you later.